A quarantine-free travel by land between Singapore and Malaysia will start on Monday. That is the same day a vaccinated travel lane by air, also due to launch. The new land VTL will allow about 3,000 fully vaccinated people to cross the Causeway from each side each day. Geraldine Yap reports that number will be reviewed weekly and may be increased.
It's the busiest land crossing in the world before the pandemic, with more than 300,000 travellers every day. The causeway is now mostly empty, save for delivery vehicles. That's about to change with a new land-vaccinated travel lane between Singapore and Malaysia. Now, for a start, only about 3,000 travellers will be allowed to cross the causeway each day. The VTL is solely for citizens, permanent residents and long-term pass holders of both countries. That's to give priority to workers who haven't been able to visit their family since the border was closed in March last year. Travellers must get a pre-departure swab within 2 days before departure, as well as one on arrival in Johor. They will have to take designated buses and cannot drive or walk across like before. Each side will provide 32 bus services, taking up to 45 passengers each time. These will travel between JB's Larkin Central and Singapore's Woodlands Temporary Bus Interchange and Queen Street Terminal. Online ticket sales start from Thursday morning.
Buses is easier to manage, the capacity is more manageable, and there's a booking system for the buses, and therefore we can actually decide how many people will be allowed to come across. The next step is probably looking at the possibility of allowing the train between Singapore and Malaysia to also tap on this VTL land. I think it will take some time before we are able to allow private vehicles to travel across, and they will also, if we were to do that, there will also be some form of a booking system or registration system, so we know how many people are going across every day.
But he says it will take some time for travel to go back to pre-pandemic levels. This will depend on the public health situation.
We will review every week and to see whether there is a scope for us to increase the capacity on a weekly basis. If both countries remain stable, then there will be more scope for us to progressively open the travel lane for more people to travel, and also to include non-citizen, non-PR and non-long-term pass holders, so that more people from different profile can also travel.
Authorities are also looking to expand the VTL and include the Tuas second link.
A group representing Malaysians here in Singapore has welcomed the move. Now, it says that the vaccinated travel lane will help many workers reunite with their families. The Malaysian Association hopes that the phased reopening will lead to increased travel quotas in the next few months. However, some may not be rushing to cross the causeway just yet.
PCR on this end and the PCR on that end is still going to be a cost that they will have to bear. So, you're looking at $100 here and 100 ringgit or something like that. However, obviously, the reduced need for quarantine is obviously a boon. Some who are unvaccinated and would still be caught in the quagmire of quarantine and, all these other costs. But, I guess we have to take a first step somehow.